Hello guys, welcome today to another video. So recently, just like a couple minutes ago, maybe 10 minutes ago, I got a comment on one of my videos, and this is just to show like how good I am of a YouTuber, how much I respect my fan base, and how much I love my followers, because you guys are actually the best. Um, we're making a raycaster today. Somebody who visited my Scratch page, saw my YouTube link, went on to my YouTube, and they want me to do a Scratch video. So I'm here to teach you how to do a Scratch tutorial. So first thing you want to do, um, personally, I'm better with Bitmap and Scratch 2.0, and they just went and made it all worse. But what you want to do right now is make yourself a map. Now make sure you make a box or make something so that the center isn't covered over. Okay, if this center is covered in something, then you'll spawn inside of a wall in your game. So just kind of make kind of like an area. You can do whatever you want from there. I wouldn't suggest making cubes because even if you do make it so there's no filling, it'll still render the whole thing as like a huge block. So if I go and I do that, and then I select area, and then oops, I forgot I am not that good at doing this. So if you go like that, you can make the map whatever color you want, but I just prefer black. It's simpler, easier on the eyes. And then you have to kind of erase out your space, or else it'll think it's a solid square. And kind of just make your map however you want it. So you can make kind of like cubes that you can interact with. Anything that you put onto the map you can see. So I can put in YouTube tutorial, and now you'll have this map thing, and what you're going to want to do is you're going to put a when flag clicked, and then you're going to put a go to X position 0, Y position 0, and make sure you don't select hide and select set ghost effect to 100. If you make it so it says hide, if you make it so it says hide, then it will not work. So you're going to want to make it set ghost effect to 100, and now when you press that, you won't see that, right? So now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to create another sprite. So you go and create another sprite, not upload sprite. I don't want to upload a sprite. You go to paint, and then all you're going to do for this sprite here is go all the way into the center, convert to bitmap, and then set this to 4. So set this to 4, and then put a little dot right there. And it doesn't matter where you put the dot as long as it's in the center. So I'm gonna go and erase this because it's tiny. It's a tiny little bit off center. Again, doesn't matter really which color you make it. Just make it so it's not black, or because if it's black, it'll ruin this. So we just got a like on that comment, so he's gonna be seeing it. The first script we're gonna put in here is when flag clicked, go to 00, set ghost to 100. So the same script as last time. Set ghost to 100. And then you're going to want to go over here and go to 0, 0. Next, we're going to want to make the movement engine. So what we're going to do here is we're going to make a variable, and this variable is going to be speed, and this is going to be how fast your character moves. Now, if it's really laggy, then set this higher, and if it's really fast for you, set it lower. You can make it so it changes depending on frame rate, but that's more advanced. So basically, you want speed to be around 6. And then you're going to want to make a block. Okay, make a block, and then name it move, and then add a number, and then number. And then we'll define move number by we're going to have move number steps. So move number steps, and if touching map, which is sprite 1 right now, but we're gonna name it map. So we go back over here. If touching map, then what we're gonna do here is we're going to move number 1 -1. So drag or duplicate this, remove that, take a times, put a -1 in this side, and then put number there, and then take this whole thing and drag it there, place it there, and there we go, we got the movement. So now we just need to find when to trigger the movement. So we're going to do forever. We're going to make a forever loop, and then it depends on which you like better, but I'm going to put W, A, S, and D, or W, S, and the arrow keys in this one, but it doesn't matter which one you like better. So we're going to want W, and then we're going to want S. Wait, no. For S, we actually just make it move speed times -1. So yeah, you're going to want S, and then duplicate those, and then put up arrow and down arrow, and this is going to be what triggers it. You're going to put it in there, and then we're going to drag move speed in here, and then we're going to duplicate that, and this is why we need a variable, because then we can change the number depending on what we want it to be. So we got move -1 speed, and that'll go in S, and down arrow and move speed will go in W and up arrow. And this is going to be how we move. So if we change this to ghost effect 0, you can see our little player character there, and now we can move him. Just we can't touch the walls. So we might want to change speed a little less, so maybe 1. And we still hit the walls, but yeah, we can kind of, if you see, your character can move around now. And now we want to set up the turning system so you can actually turn around. But first we're going to set this ghost effect to 0 so we can see how our character interacts with the world. So as you can see, our character is kind of moving around, doing his own thing right now, having fun. And now we want to set up the turn system so that you can turn. Well, you're going to duplicate all of these and then remove everything that's inside them. Okay. And then you're going to want key A and key D, and you're going to want right arrow and left arrow. Oops, I did another right arrow. So now you're going to want a turn right, and this is going to be 3 maybe, and we're going to put that into, we're going to put that into D, and we're going to put that into right arrow, and then we're going to want the opposite, make that 3, and then put it into A and left arrow. And now we should be able to turn around. Oh, no, we haven't plugged it into anything, so we'll just slip that into the forever loop, and now we should be able to turn around. Oops. Collided with the wall and I can't get out. So now we want to set up the raycasting system. Oh, there we go. I've gotten out of the house, and now you can see, as you can see, I can turn around and I can move freely here. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to set up the raycasting system. So I'm not sure if I actually did all the scripts for here. So actually, yeah, we have done all the scripts there. So now, by the way, what you just heard was my brother trying to mess up the video. So now we're going to want to make a block, need a little bit more, and this is going to be called sense. And sense is going to run without screen refresh. You need run without screen refresh, or else it just won't work. So you're going to want when flag click sense, and then whenever you move, you're going to want it to do sense. So every time you move, you're going to want it to sense something. Now always put sense after, or else it won't work properly. So always put sense after block, and you should have a working move script that just need to put to the test. So now you want to broadcast a message called sense whenever define sense. So sense, broadcast sense, and now every time you move, it'll sense. And so now I've been saying that a whole lot, but next what we need to do is make another sprite. So we're making a third sprite, and it's again gonna be a dot, and you have to make a dot. Okay, so you're gonna want to convert to bitmap, change that to 4, place it right there, and you've got yourself your new sprite. And this one's going to be called, we're gonna each call these their own names. This one's gonna be called render, and this one's gonna be called player. Okay. And this is an extremely slow raycaster, so it might not work, but I haven't found any list-based raycaster tutorials out there. It's just pure skill and determination that somebody makes a let me think here. Oof. Okay, so actually, we made sense define the wrong things. So we still need the sense piece. We still need the sense piece after every movement, but we don't want sense to be broadcast sense, but that's okay. That's okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to want to say when I receive sense, and then make a block called sense, and this is also going to have to be run without screen refresh. And when I receive sense, and then we're going to want to broadcast draw. So we're going to make a new message called draw. And so sense, the first block it's going to have in it is so first we're actually going to need to make a list. So make a list, and it's going to be called distances. And so now we have this list called distances. We're going to want to delete all of distances. So delete all. Wait, no, there's a delete all block. So delete all of distances, and then second thing we're going to want to do is make a variable called distance. Distance. And basically what this next script is going to do is record kind of like basically a line of data that the computer can read and then turn into walls. It's kind of hard to explain, but yeah, and then you're going to want to make another thing called angle offset, and then set angle offset to negative 48, and then after that you're going to want a repeat 240 block. So we're going to drag a repeat and then type 240 into it. And then we're going to set distance to 0 again. So set distance to 0. We're going to go to sprite for 1 second, guys. Hey guys, I'm back. So I actually had to do a quick little chore for my mom. I'm back. So where were we again? Oh yeah, we had to set a variable. No, we already did that. Alright, so we need to go to player block. So go to 1 second. Go to player. And then we have that there. And then point in direction of sprite, and angle offset. So we're going to need a point in direction block. So point in direction. And then should be a, no. Where is it? Direction. Where is direction? Sorry guys, I'm struggling. Okay. I'm actually, did they remove it? 'Cause okay. Backdrop number of stage player direction. Yeah, direction of player. Alright, there we go. I figured it out, guys. I am now officially a 3.0 scratcher or something like that. I don't know. So now we plug those in. Point in direction of player plus angle offset. And then we need a repeat until. Need a repeat until block. And then we need a touching map, or distance equals, or distance is bigger than 79. So repeat until, and then we need an or, touching map, or bigger than, distance is bigger than 79. Or we could actually turn it to 49 if it's a bit too laggy. So repeat until, and then after that repeat until, we want move 1 steps and change distance by 1. So move 1 steps change distance by 1. And then, once we have that change distance by 1, we are going to add distance to distances. So add distance to distances after the fact. And then we're going to change angle offset by 0.4. And this is how we actually get a kind of idea of where we are in the world, how far all the walls are away from us. So now we're going to want to set ghost effect to 100 so we don't see it as it's flying across at the speed of sound. So now we have a always length 240 list that changes depending on where we are. So you can see as it's changing. So as you can see, we can move around, and we have a kinda a distance counter on where we are. So now we're going to make another sprite. It's a whole load of sprites, but I promise you this one's the last. We're getting close to the end here. Alright. I'm gonna paint a new sprite, and we're not gonna add anything to the sprite. Okay, it's just gonna be blank. And then the first thing we're gonna do in the sprite is when I receive draw. Okay. When I receive draw, and then we're gonna make a block, and then we're gonna name it draw. Really creative. You can personally name these blocks whatever you want, but I just name them what I name them, obviously. So for define draw, we're going to go to negative 237.5. Okay, so I'm gonna drag a go to negative 237.5, and then y is going to be 180. And then the second block in this script is going to be set pen size to 2. So we're actually going to have to get the pen extension. So set pen size to 2. And then erase all. And then pen up. And then set columns to 1. So we're going to make a new variable. And we're going to name it columns. Just name it whatever you want. I'm not too good at spelling. Columns is probably spelt wrong. Set columns to 1. And then we're going to want a repeat length of distances. So we're going to want a repeat. And then length of distances. And then set pen shade. Okay, so I'm gonna go to pen. Okay, I don't see any pen shade. Set pen shade brightness, I guess. Set pen brightness to 1 plus item column of distances. And that's not all. So we have 1 plus item columns of distances times 50 divided by 80. Times, so we'll hold this into the first piece of times, and then we'll drag a divided, which is a slash, so 50 divided by 80, and this should work out all the shading in our new game. So everything closer to you should get darker, or I don't know, maybe it'll get lighter as it gets farther away from you. I'm not sure. So then after you set the pen brightness to whatever you want, or if there actually is a pen shade button somewhere here, set pen, no, change pen size, set pen size. So yeah, it seems like that's just because it was a 2.0 project and it switched to 3.0. And then we're going to want to set the pen color to whatever you want. Doesn't really matter. It depends on what game you're creating. If you're going for like a deep ocean game, then you might want blue with like a whole lot of saturation and not a whole lot of brightness. And then we're going to set Y. So set Y to, okay, so we're going to need to drag a divided block in here. So set Y to 600 divided by item columns of distances, so we can just place that in here. And yeah, and then we're going to place a pen down block in. We're going to place a pen down block, and then we're going to duplicate this and then change that to pen up and change that to negative 1200. And then we have pen up, and then change X by 2. Change X by 2 because our pen size is 2, and then change columns by 1. So now we're going to want to change columns by 1. So now if we make it so we can't see anything here, it should work. So yeah, all we need to do is make it so we can't see the map and everything. And then we've got ourselves a working raycaster in Scratch 3.0. So what we're going to do now is, I'm pretty sure this works. Actually, no, they made it so you can't do that in Scratch 3.0. But in 2.0, you could change the rotation style, and usually that would help it. So you could see everything better, or it would lag less. So now we have a working raycaster in 3.0. I don't know what's going on with the shading. You'll have to ask someone about that. I have a faster version that does have fisheye effect. So if you want to see that, comment below on this video and leave a like if you want to see that. But right now, I guess what we'll do to make it a little bit better is change the degrees you turn by so that it's a lot less slower. So now you turn way faster and you walk way faster. So now you can kind of just walk around wherever you want. There's no fisheye effect. And then what you can do is add a, if distance is over 49, then go to distances, I guess. I'm not sure what you would add to distances, but should add something to distances. So we could set it to 100. We could set it so it doesn't add anything at all. So I think that's where we go through. No, I guess not then. Where is it we get through out of this house? I think we blocked the only exit through. Well, we didn't block it, but we definitely changed something with the game. Okay, that's a little bit weird. So I guess we don't do that then. So if distance is over 49, add 1,000 to distances or something. I'm not sure. But you don't need to add that, and if you don't, then you'll just get kind of like this block that's always a certain distance away. And sometimes you can even move 2 steps and change distance by 2, and then change this to an even number, and then it'll make it even less laggy. So now we should have even less laggy, and it's kind of more blocky now. So if you're going for a blocky feel, this is the way to go. And yeah, that's how to make a working raycaster in Scratch. If you want to see the faster version, then like this video and comment. So yeah, I will see you guys next time. Bye!